that note, I'd like to turn the floor over to our next student who is going to tell you how we can make a difference in our community. Please welcome, from Yonkers Middle High School, Adrina Tiju.
Good evening, everybody, honorable judges, and my dear friends. Yonkers' best kept secret is the cookie jar. The jar was filled with chocolate chip, oatmeal, and sugar cookies. They were distributed among the people to whom they were made for. We got our schools, our water, and our public facilities. Our city isn't bad, somewhat. What happened to the cookies meant for the streets citywide? Anybody can see the difference between downtown Southwest Yonkers and, let's say, Dobbsbury. The streets, the mental health facilities, and the overall cleanliness is not enough for such a high tax. We, as Yonkers, are the cookie makers, the taxpayers, and we demand to see change. The streets of Southwest Yonkers wasn't always struggling. At the beginning of the 20th century, Yonkers was known as the industrial part of Westchester County. The city's waterfront was once home to several factories, but once they ceased operations, life around the waterfront deteriorated. The closing, according to the then Chamber of Commerce president, Joseph J. Hardin, was one of the worst catastrophes that had ever fallen. No money for residents meant no customers for business and empty storefronts. Eventually, these buildings were either demolished or left to rot, leaving former commercial success in its wake. Now, the streets of Yonkers are littered with garbage. This can lead to stormwater pollution, which flows trash into the storm drains, causing backup and flooding. For this reason, it is not only essential for more street sweeping, but also for practical reasons, as it will maintain a clean city environment and also benefit the overall living of our residents. This is something called environmental design and crime prevention. It is a Canadian methodology that uses the design of safer cities to create safer environments. Elm Street and Oak Street are some of the highest crime areas in the city. They are known as crime battlegrounds and also a source of cheap housing for people in search of a better life. This needs to be reduced as we need safer places. An area with so much garbage gives the impression that people do not care. Hypothetically, it will produce an environment that is more conducive to crimes, as the crimes will probably not be reported or not controlled. For this reason, we need to use that theory. According to Mona Singlu, a Jamaican social expert, it is an invitation for vandalism, and this needs to change. Additionally, another thing the city of Yonkers needs to do is to implement mental health care. Let's go back 42 years. Deinstitutionalization, or the decrease in mental health care in the 1980s, left many people with mental illnesses to suffer on their own. Long-term psychiatric hospitals could not afford to keep open after the long stays and costs. Now, there are many people living on the streets. Obviously, there are nonprofit organizations to help them, and that is a great side of Yonkers. But we can do better. We have clean water, promising students, and great diversity. Focusing on improving the environmental aspects of our city will facilitate growth and prosperity. It won't make Yonkers perfect, but it will definitely better our city, and I want to see every single cookie count. Thank you.